Malawi Brief.
Komiti ya kunyumba ya malamulo ya PAC lero ili ndi akuluakulu aku Malawi Housing mosogozedwa ndi Bob Chinkango. Achinkango akuyankha mafunso osiyanasiyana pa zam'mene Malawi Housing imagwirira ntchito zawo, kuphatikizapo zomwe zakhala zikumveka pakatipo kuti kumeneku ati kuti upeze nyumba kapena malo umafunika kupereka kaye ndalama. Iwowa ayankha zimenezi komanso nkhani zina zambiri, ndiye takhalani pomwepo kuti mumve zonse.
On the housing issues, because we have a landlord in the building. He's a landlord in as far as the housing Malawians is concerned. The office is located in my constituency, so I also happen to be the landlord for this landlord. He's my brother. He's my brother. So all is well, but to get to the substantive issues here, I just wanted to know, through you, Chair, to the controlling officer, that he has explained that the only time, if I may recall, that the Malawi Housing has made profits was, or should be, or I should say, in 2019. So which means that from 2019 up to date, which is almost 6 to 7 years now, they are operating at a loss. I wanted to know what are the measures that they have put in place in order to make sure that the Malawi Housing Corporation is moving away from making losses and begin to be making profits. I just wanted to know, and also what are the factors that made the corporation to make losses, so that as a public accounts committee, when we are aware in one way or the other, we might see how we can get through it. Thank you, Chair.
Controlling officer, we give you space to attend to Blantyre City Chichiri Misesa, then we'll go to Blantyre Central. Over to you, controlling officer.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Members and Honorable Member, for your question. It's true, as we indicated, the last time as Malawi Housing Corporation we made a profit was in 2019. It doesn't mean that it was only in 2019, but even years before that, we were making profits. Until in 2020, when we started registering losses. This basically was due to, one, the number of housing units that we have. As you are aware, the whole of Malawi, the corporation has about 6,422 housing units. And this number is not exactly what was there in 2020. In 2020, it was lower. But we had a project where we increased the stock by about 218 houses. So that's why we are now at 6,422. So with the cost of living and the cost of construction, it happened that the high rise of commodities, including construction material from 2020, would not catch with the amount that we charge on the rentals, such that we're still under an obligation to maintain these housing units, but we had at the same time had to put the rentals or to keep the rentals as low as possible to accommodate the average Malawian. So with this, it was hard for the corporation to catch up or to break even, to balance our expenditure and our income. At the same time, also as a corporation, for us to raise rentals is not like the way any private landlord would do. We have to go through processes, being a government entity. So at some point, we would propose rental increments, but the shareholder would actually say, no, you can't, giving us reasons which were viable. So we were stuck with low rentals, but high cost of maintenance. Now, to keep that this is what we have been doing. First, right now, we should commend Parliament and the government that they have allowed us to increase the rentals. We hope it will cushion us from the losses that we projected for this year. But that alone is not enough. This is why now we have activated what we have seen in the Act as our mandate to say, you are not only supposed to be landlords to rent out houses or maybe allocate plots, go beyond this. This is where now we have now started looking into other income generating activities. I would say here, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Members, that the public out there has now started hiring us for construction activities, for civil activities. We have showcased to the public what we are capable of doing. For example, in Lilongwe, we have constructed the asphalt road in the area 43, Sector 8. So those who have seen it, they have also come to inquire to us and contract for us to do similar activities in their areas at a fee. Similarly, as put it Honorable Chairperson, we have also come to government through Parliament to say, don't just let us be idle. We have got the capacity. We have the capacity, we have got the personnel, and we have presence all over the country. So we are lobbying government and other institutions that whatever works that are within our mandate, we should be allowed to participate so that we increase our income base. And the Honorable Chair, I can assure you that once this is done, the issue of losses will be a story of the past. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Controlling Officer. But when you're looking at your financial performance as Malawi Housing Corporation, it appears that you have an appetite of spending beyond what you are able to collect. For example, when you're looking at 2021, your revenue were around 3.6 billion, but you had spent about 5.4 billion. And the same appears to be the case in 2022, where your revenue was around 3.2 billion. But when you're looking at your expenditure was 5.2 billion. You did also indicate that you have now turned into a commercial entity. Controlling Officer, do you have a commercial department? And what is the relationship between your commercial department and the financial or finance department? Because it looks like things are going in a different way, completely different from what is expected to happen. Controlling Officer?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson and all members. When you look at our accounts as Malawi Housing Corporation, one would indeed see that our expenditure far surpasses our income. But as we said, Chair, this mainly comes due to our low income generating. That aside, the expenditures that you see in our books mainly are as a result of our statutory obligations. You know, the law is the law. Whether we have money or we don't have money, we are still supposed to pay our taxes. Whether we have money or we don't have money, we still have to remit pensions to pension funds. And the loans that we have been getting from other institutions, it is still our obligation to pay. So these loans will not sit down, or these tax obligations will not sit down to wait to sit down until you start making money, you start paying us. No, we still have to pay them. So it happens that when you look at the cash flow, the money that we make is less, but since we have got obligations, we still strive to fulfill them. So that is what will explain the balance or the deficit in the income and expenditure. But to say that we have got appetite for spending, Chair, Honorable Chair and the other members, it may not be completely true. Actually, I can say here that Malawi Housing Corporation is one, if not the only institution where employees are sacrificing a lot just to ensure that the corporation is still going on. Secondly, Honorable Chair, in terms of the commercial department, I can confirm that we have a commercial department a whole business research, development, and marketing section. And the section is not resting at all. I can confirm as well that maybe some of the honorable members may confirm. We have even been into the constituencies to find opportunities to see what we can do and to also sensitize members and the DCs and others to see what we are capable of doing. So we are doing both marketing and lobbying through this department. Thank you so much, Chairperson.
I see there's a supplementary from Chitipa Central, then Zomba City North. In that order, please. Chitipa Central.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. I would like to supplement on your question on the appetite. And from the response, maybe it cannot be the appetite, but maybe negligence or the laissez-faire attitude. As he was responding, he said, the controlling officer said, the law is the law, they are obliged to pay, which is very true. But if you see on the penalties alone, Chair, they are paying over 278 million on penalties for failing to comply. So maybe it wouldn't be the appetite, but maybe it's only negligence. Honorable Chairperson, I'd like the controlling officer to, if they understand, if they don't comply their penalties, and if their penalties, they understand that it's a cost to them. Thank you, Honorable Chairperson.
Maybe before we take Zomba City North, controlling officer, kindly attend to that one. Then we'll proceed to Zomba City North and wind up and proceed into the substantive audit queries. Controlling officer.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson and honorable members. As it is said, sometimes it is usual to call it negligence, that which is a mischief. As we have ably demonstrated, Malawi Housing Corporation has been facing cash flow issues. But much as we have cash flow issues, as I said, we still have statutory obligations. For example, at the end of the month, we are supposed to pay salaries. Once salaries are paid, then the pay as you earn is due to be paid to the revenue collector, which is Malawi Revenue Authority. We have got 14 days within which to remit. So the moment we don't have cash available, we know by virtue of the taxation laws, the Revenue Authority will immediately start charging penalties on that. And there's nothing we can do about it. All we do is maybe come to government to say, the ministry has this amount that is owing to us. Can you please remit something to us? So that we also have the corporation running, as well as we should also pay the tax collector. And I should also say here, Honorable Chairperson, that we have even reached the extent that we negotiated with the revenue collector, which is MRA, as mediated by the Secretary of Treasury, that even when government is paying us, and this what government is paying us is not any subvention, but money that is owed to us, what you said, maybe you should take 60% of that and pay to MRA, so that we should be at least reducing these tax liabilities. But as we said, everything that we are facing in terms of tax arrears or so ever is about the cash flow that we have. Honorable Chairperson and honorable members, you will notice that this cash flow issue comes from the low rentals that we charge. Somebody may argue, say, you are a landlord, why would you be having cash flow issues? But at the same time, people should also appreciate that the landlord is the government. The government is not here to punish its tenants. It's just here to keep people having decent housing, affordable, at the same time keep the corporation going and its employees going. So it is not true to say that there's negligence or laissez-faire. It's just that we have been found in a situation that we didn't have control of. At least these are problems that have been flowing from a long time. But the change in the economic situation from 2020, where the cost of living was rising, also contributed to the rise of construction materials. And this has actually affected everything in the housing industry. And Malawi Housing Corporation hasn't been spared. Thank you so much, Chair.
Thank you so much, controlling officer. I had recognized the Zomba City North as the last one, but I see Lilongwe Chirobwe, so we'll take two. Zomba City North, then Lilongwe Chirobwe.
Chair, thank you for giving an opportunity to the people of Zomba City North to ask a question to the controlling officer for Malawi Housing Corporation. One of the achievements that he has mentioned is the construction of all-weather road and asphalt road in area 43. I just wanted to seek clarity if the job that they did was on a commercial enterprise or it was part of their own job in their department. And if indeed it was part of a commercial enterprise, wanted to appreciate how much did they realize from that project. Or if it was their own job, how much did they spend to do the works. Thank you, Chair.
So much. Zomba City North. Lilongwe Chirobwe, over to you.
Thank you, Chair. I would like to know what's the percentage increase that the government has instructed you to effect since your submission of heard that you've been instructed to increase. And I'd like to know if that increase is enough to carry your problems that you're facing currently. Thank you.
Two questions from Zomba City North regarding how much you realized from the construction of the road, and the other one is on the percentage of increase. As you take these two, kindly also consider explaining to the committee, because there are allegations out there that Malawi Housing Corporation has been collecting deposits for plots. It has been collecting deposits for house rentals for those who have not been allocated, to the extent that in 2021 you had collected around 3.3 billion. As of 2022, you had collected 4.2 billion from Malawians who deposited for an access to a plot as well as a house, but up to now they haven't been allocated. So as you take those two, you also kindly consider to take the last one that I've posed. After that, we'll proceed to the audit queries.
Chair, I would like to say that this was our internal job. Basically, it's what we call adding value to the plots, so that maybe when we were allocating them for sale, the value goes higher and it should be cushioning our cash flow issues. And the road that has been constructed so far is about 2.5 kilometers. And we have spent 1.6 billion kwacha on the project so far. But the project is ongoing.
Controlling officer, you said 12 kilometers?
2.5 on our chair.
0.5,
Yes.
And at what cost?
1.6 billion kwacha.
We had Lord's Authority in this room, I think 3-4 days ago, and we were told that the cost of a kilometer is around, they said it's around 1 billion, about 1.8 billion per kilometer. So you did 2 kilometers at 2.5, around 1.6 billion. I think these are some of the areas that we must look into as a country, because it simply means that we're losing money deliberately as a country, when there are opportunities out there where you can save money and do more kilometers and save the nation much, much better. So thanks for that information. That's why I wanted, there's a supplementary from Zomba City North.
Yeah, Chair, after listening to your sentiments and comparing with what the Roads Authority said, those people are experts in construction works, and the estimates that they gave are factual, factoring in all the things that are supposed to be taken care of when construction works are being done. Wanted to appreciate how good is the road or the standard of the road as compared to the money that went into that project, 1.6 million instead of maybe 4 billion. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Zomba Sidino, for that supplementary. Controlling officer, kindly proceed to take that one and wind up on the others that you got earlier. Over to you, controlling officer.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable members. This cost that we have indicated, which as the House appreciates is lower, is exactly the reason we are saying, as Malawi Housing Corporation, we're the best suited to do government contracts. Why is it so? How other contractors would want the government to pay for every cost that they have. Here, we're only looking at the cost of materials. The labor is in-house. There are people we pay at the end of the month. So the supervision is in-house. So the cost that we are giving, the one that we have incurred, is only in terms of materials that are required for the construction of the road. And if you take time to inspect the road, you find that it is to the quality standards that Lilongwe City Council had given us, the asphalt standard. So the reason we have been lobbying government to say, please use us, is because we will not be looking for government to give us extra costs for labor, for supervision. This is in-house because we have got the whole department. For example, what quantity do we need? We have got the quantity surveyors. The designs, we have got the architects. The engineers, we have them. So our costs are low because we use everything that is in-house. Going to the next one, the percentage increment of the houses on average is 30%. That's what the government allowed us. It may fluctuate depending on the size of the housing units, the location, the type of activities happening there. So, for example, those that are in prime areas would have maybe a higher increase than those that are in places where there's not much activity. And I should also say, Chair, that to answer the question, this percentage increase is still not enough. But since we're a government entity, we can only do within what government has allowed us to do. So if government says you can only do 30%, we'll do 30%. If this House, having known our plight, decides to say, no, 30% is not enough, let's increase, we will comply accordingly. And we hope that is what the committee will do. Thirdly, in terms of taking deposits for house rentals and plot allocations, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members, that is not true. The corporation does not receive any deposits for plot allocations or house allocations. However, what we do is, for everyone who is making an application, we charge an application fee. And as the nature of applications are, some people succeed, others may not succeed because they have to fill a form and it has to be assessed by the standards that we have in our allocation committees. That notwithstanding, we have always said that our housing units are only 6,422, out of which over 3,000 are rented through the Ministry of Lands to government entities. So we have at our disposal approximately 3,200 housing units against a waiting list of people over 100,000 who keep coming, paying these application fees, buying our form to say we want accommodation. Even when we tell them we don't have houses right now, they'll be like, no, when it's available, please consider me. So we have people who applied in 1998 still coming to follow up. People who applied in 2008 still coming to follow up. So if you're looking at those amounts, basically there are people who have been coming to apply for houses. And these are people that know that we don't have the houses available, but there's hope that there will be houses. So to answer you, Chair, we don't collect any deposits. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Controlling Officer. allow me to recognize Chikwawa West to take the first question. Chikwawa West, please.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Could the controlling officer explain to the committee a comprehensive plan by the corporation to recover outstanding dormant house rental balances with 70% dating back to 2008? And could the controlling officer inform the committee on any possible eviction of non-compliant tenants? I submit, Chair.
Thank you so much, Chikwawa West, for that question. Controlling officer, kindly proceed to attend to Chikwawa West question. Over to you, controlling officer.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable members. Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee, management admits the Auditor General's observation that some houses had rental balances left by tenants when they left the houses. An initiative has been done to collect these balances through legal means. The corporation is taking all necessary steps to recover these dormant rentals. And one of the steps the corporation is taking is a naming and shaming program, where we advertise the list of the defaulters in the Malawi local newspapers. Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee members, the corporation is constantly sending communication reminders to its tenants on a monthly basis, such as house rental statements, to ensure the rental balances are being cleared on time. This strategy helps to prevent tenants' balances to be below 2 months, and any excess above 2 months results to tenancy terminations and evictions. In the document that we submitted, there is an appendix 1A1 that shows the memorandum and notice of advertisement that we did for the project, for the program on naming and shaming. Thank you very much, Chair and honorable members.
Honorable members, that's a response from the controlling officers. Any takers to this one? Chitipa Central.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, for recognizing the great people of Chitipa Central to contribute on this one. I'm concerned in that the response is not giving comfort to, there's no action really. If you see the appendix that they have shared, it's actually a memo seeking approval on naming and shaming. I would expect that they would show us some action that have taken place. And I would also think they would have considered the sheriffs, because naming and shaming, I mean, a lot of Malawians are shameless. They won't care that they were named in the papers.
Point of order, Chair. Point of order.
Entertaining the point of order from our honorable member. Honorable Chitipa Central, kindly proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, for protecting me. Maybe he wanted me to withdraw the shameless, maybe I withdraw that one. But Honorable Chairperson, the actions, the appendix they have attached is not bringing comfort to your committee. I think they would have done more than, although they would have shared more than what they have shared to your committee, so that you would see that there is something they are doing to make sure that they are able to solve the issue. Thank you, Honorable Chairperson.
Thank you so much, Chitipa Central. I see a hand from Katabe Central.
Thank you very much, Chair, for giving space to the people of Katabe Central to ask the controlling officer a pertinent question. The question I want to ask is what will be the price for constructing a 3-bedroom house like those in area 15, 18 Kanjeta, because we need those for our teachers, our nurses, our medical health workers in the constituencies. How much would you be charging? Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you so much, controlling officer. You may take the two. I understand. The last one from Nkatabe Central is slightly out of the audit query, but you may also handle that one. Over to you, controlling officer.
Thank you, Chair and honorable members. Maybe to just pick from what Honorable Chitiba Central mentioned as to what other things we may not have included. As Chair, you may not, we said that we are also collecting these balances through legal means. This is where our legal section is actively engaging in debt collection through the lawful means that are available to us as Malawi Housing Corporation. At the same time, we have engaged our tenants in the Know Your Client program, where we need to know where they are, what they do, how to find them. Because when you look at these dormant rental balances, most of them are coming from clients who actually absconded or abandoned the houses, and it's been hard to find them. So we noticed that maybe in the past there was no KYC, but now it's happening everywhere. So we have also had this initiative that even if somebody is to abandon the house, we are now able to find them. In terms of what is the cost of a 3-bedroom house or a 2-bedroom house, we can't say with certainty as to a cost across the country, because the costing is dependent on many factors. For example, a house that we construct in Lilongwe city center may not cost similar to a house that we construct in Nkatabe Central, as there are so many factors that are considered. However, the comfort that we bring to this house, to this committee, is that we keep saying that we are the lowest, because our costing is normally has to deal with the cost of the materials. We don't transfer the labor cost whatsoever. These are things that we are already doing. We already have the members of staff whatsoever. So we may say, for example, in Lilongwe, we are building in Area 49 a semi-detached house, which I think there are 2 bedrooms. Our cost for that in-house is 198 million kwacha. Whilst you go to a contractor elsewhere to say, just build us a 2-bedroom house standard, they'll be charging you maybe 400 million kwacha. So this is the difference that we are bringing to the government, to the public, to parliament, to say that within this difference, even if we were to now add a profit, a markup, so that we keep floating, we will not reach 400 million. So our cost is low compared to other contractors, but the cost of a house in Lilongwe, even as I said, Lilongwe Central, will not be the same as the cost of a house in Chirazuru, Nyungwe, because there are other factors that will be considered. Thank you so much, Honorable Chair.
Controlling officer, you've talked of making efforts to recover, be it legally, loans which are dormant. Do you think it is sustainable, or you need to engage the board to retire some of these things? Because you're looking at some of these dormant loans are dating as far as 2008, when the house rentals were extremely low. The cost of recovering this vis-a-vis what you're going to collect at the end of the day, do they tally? As people who are in business, does that make business sense? Controlling officer?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson and honorable members. On our part as management, we will take that as advisory and directive, and we will strive to do that. We will look at the loans to see which ones are so old that, or whose cost of recovery maybe would be more than what we may spend, less than what we may spend, or more than what we spend. So we take that as a direction, and we will comply, Chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I see Chikwawa West. Lilongwe Chirobwe.
Thank you, Chair. I was looking at the names of the debtors who are here. I think the controlling officer can easily find them through you, because I've seen a number of members of parliament, like debtor number 5 is a member of parliament and an honorable minister. There's debtor number 7 is a member of parliament. Debtor number 8 is a media influencer who is always on the Facebook, and you can easily access it.
Can I have order, Lilongwe Chirobwe? Is this the reference that has been given in relation to question number 1? Is this appendix, which appendix is that?
Appendix 1. Page
Appendix
19. A1, page 19.
Appendix 1. When you look at the response from the controlling officer in relation to long outstanding ground rentals receivable balances, they have given us Appendix 2, which is B1, and B2, showing statement of Ms. and Associates and payment receipts for Nava Blancha. Is this what you're looking at?
Chair, okay. I'm looking at the documents that have been presented to us. So I was saying we can ease up the duties of the honorable controlling officer, but through you, Chair, to go.
Can you switch off mic? We need to proceed in a procedural manner.